welcome back to my channel. I'm Emily and we did something crazy with our Lego city this week. We put train tracks going right down Downtown Ladyburg and it looks really cool. We were actually able to make the train tracks work with the 2021 road plates and just combine them, make a really nice, slick, smooth surface, and I love how it looks. Really, the goal of all of this was to make our Lego city and Disney World a bit more connected, because as it was, there was really no way for the people to go to Disney and then come home at night. They were just kind of stuck either downtown or at Disney World, and so the train goes all around the city now, and I just think that makes a lot more sense. We also built a train station, which looks really cute. It's still a work in progress, of course. Like always, the Lego city is always changing, but I'm really happy with how it looks. But before we dive in, let's take a look at how Downtown Ladyburg used to look. Previously in Ladybug. In our last city update, we were so excited to finally get to add the brick bank modular to our Downtown Ladyburg, and it just looks fantastic in the corner there. And we put the pet shop next to it. We have the corner garage, the diner, assembly square, the police station modular from 2021, the bookstore, the Parisian restaurant, and then finally Sesame Street on the end. I have not modularized it yet, but I definitely plan to. And so make sure to take a good look at our road system here. We have the two roads separated by a median, and I just love this. I think it's unique, it's a bit different, and so we wanted to keep it, but it's also about to completely change. Okay, so the first thing we had to do in order to put in the new train tracks was to completely destroy what we have. So here we are completely taking apart our median between the two sets of road plates, and it took a while to do this. It was a lot more time consuming than I thought it would be. The brick separators were definitely used for this, and so we were going through and individually taking off the tiles because this whole thing was covered in tiles. So we had to separate the tiles from whatever plate they were on, and then also any of the plates below it. I believe that there was a base plate and then two layers of plates, which just sounds very wasteful, which is part of the reason why we wanted to do this in the first place, to just make our city a little bit more efficient. And so organizing our pieces was a huge part of this process, which you can see in those bins there. Those are all just to organize our pieces so that it's easier to find what pieces we need in what color. So now let's get these bad boys open. We ordered 2 new sets of the train tracks just because we needed more straight pieces. As you can see, pretty much everything we're trying to do here requires straight pieces for Downtown Ladyburg and then some curves along the side just to like make it work as a full circle going around Disney World. But for some reason, these train track sets come with some straights, but it's never enough. We've used so many straight pieces in Disney World so far because it's just curved around the edges. So we use all of the straight pieces very quickly, which means that we always have a bunch of the curvy pieces left over, but those just aren't really too useful for this. Now it's finally time to lay down the tracks through our Downtown Ladyburg. And so with this new train system, when we were planning it out, we knew that we needed enough space on either side of the train so that we could still fit cars in the lanes right next to it, because otherwise they would just get hit. We wouldn't be able to use that space, and then it's kind of like, what's the point? So we definitely needed to plan for that, and that's why you'll see a little bit of space on either side of the train tracks where we've started laying down plates along the edges and tiling that over. We're filling it all in with the plates so that the tiles have somewhere to stick. This was all a very time-consuming, very tedious process, so I'm really happy that I could work on this with my husband just to have his help throughout all of this. It made things go quite a bit faster. Now here you see us tiling around the edges of the railroad tracks, and we decided to go with a pattern for this just because it's all straight throughout the center of the railroad tracks. We wanted to have some sort of a pattern, just mix it up a little bit. Plus we wanted to be sure that at least some of the tiles were perpendicular to the train tracks so that they would connect the base plate to the train tracks, just so that things aren't sliding around. I just wanted everything connected and in place. We decided to go with this pattern specifically just because it was very simple to do. It looks nice and it adds almost like a cobblestone type effect around the railroad, just a little bit of extra texture around there instead of just having everything very slick and smooth. And then another big part of what we did in the city this week was trying to make the train make sense in a city layout. And I like to think of the train more of a streetcar type thing, like a type of trolley that takes the minifigures in Downtown Ladyburg over to Disney World. And so we of course needed to build a train station in our city, which is what you're looking at here. We decided on this corner just because it is out of the way and it still allows both sides of our corner modular, the brick bank, to be seen because it's such a beautiful modular. We really didn't want to hide it at all. And so to make the train station look like a train station. We did add the yellow and black pattern just because of like caution tape so that people kind of know don't go near the train tracks. I don't want anyone getting hurt in our Downtown Ladyburg. And we tried shaping the train station in a curve so that it follows the tracks. For a first rendition of this, I am pretty happy, though I do want to keep working on this just to try to make it look a bit more curved. Across the tracks at the corner garage, we tried to do something very similar where we did curve it along the train tracks, but we also included that same pattern we used earlier along the sides of the train tracks just to give it a bit more texture again, as well as those yellow safety bars because you can't be too safe in Downtown Ladyburg. Plus, I just really think that the yellow safety bars there are very fitting to have outside the corner garage. It would probably give them a bit more parking for all of the cars that they're always working on. At this point, I am really happy with how Ladyburg is shaping up. We've worked really hard on this. We've added a bunch of stuff. The modulars make it look so fantastic. And now it really does feel like Disney World and Ladyburg are connected with this train. It doesn't feel like two separate cities anymore. It's nice seeing that the minifigures from Ladyburg can go spend the day at Disney World and then come home at the end, go have a nice dinner in the downtown area. Having the train now going through Downtown Ladyburg makes it feel a lot more realistic because of course it wouldn't just be separated forever by this invisible wall. Of course, people from this city would want to go visit the amusement park for a day and then come home later, so it's nice that that's now possible. As for what's next in Ladyburg, there's a lot of things that I do want to still do. Again, I do want to modularize my Sesame Street. I just think that would add a lot to it because right now it just doesn't really fit in with a downtown setting. Also, we've been talking about building a dog park, and I think we're going to do that soon. That's probably next on our list, and we're probably going to put that in the front area where the green base plates are. I just feel like there's a lot of space there. There's a lot of room. It's kind of elongated, which makes me a little bit hesitant to use that space, but we'll figure it out. And then finally, I do want to go back along the tracks and add a bit more detail to them, put in some weeds, put in some rocks, just a little bit more color, because I feel like that would make it so much more realistic to see weeds growing, just stuff to make it look a bit more rough than it currently does. Anyways, I really do hope that you enjoyed watching our update on Downtown Ladyburg and how we added the train in there in case that's something you're interested in doing in your city. Please leave me a comment below. What do you think about this? What are your thoughts on our city? Do you have any suggestions on what we should do next? Please let me know. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like the smash button and subscribe. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.